Okay, so let's talk about it. Daredevil episode 8. It was on another level. So if you haven't seen it, to be honest with you, you might want to cut off on this because I might give some spoilers. I can't guarantee nothing. You know what I'm saying? But what I will say is this has been a great season of Daredevil Born Again. Like I said before, it definitely has been born again, and I am just excited for what is next to come because I believe it was a season finale. I wish that it was 12 episodes instead of 8 so I can get more. But let's get into it. So, y'all know on the last episode, episode 7, Daredevil finally put his suit back on, which was so exciting to see him put that suit back on. And he fought Muse to protect his woman, who's a psychiatrist, who was actually the psychiatrist of the Muse, which is freaking crazy as I don't know what. And it was a great fight scene. You know, he got away. They tried to say the task force did it, but please, they didn't do anything. Daredevil did everything, and that was a great episode. But in episode 8, which came around, we got to dive a little bit deeper and find out more of, I guess, the dams that have broken with Matt Murdock, as well as the dams that have broken with Fisk, with him literally pretty much beating almost to death the dude who was sleeping with his wife at one point in time when he was away. If you haven't seen Echo, then you're not gonna understand why Fisk was actually gone for a period of time. But it was a fun episode and a very telling episode to see where people are gonna go probably for season 2, because we all know they're gonna get a season 2. But it's like setting all the dominoes up for season 2, but it knocked down some of the dominoes to let you know why things kind of unfolded the way they did from the first episode all the way up to the 8th episode. And the things that I will say is that I'm glad that Matt Murdock is actually getting back out there and doing his thing. Now, it is weird that after Foggy died, he ended up at a firm where now they take on, you know, people that Foggy and him would never ever have as clients. And I think that all is like really didn't bubble to the surface and is overflowing on the cup of Matt Murdock's brain to let him know that he doesn't feel that he's doing anything right. Because once he opened that door again to Daredevil, then he really got to see everything that he was trying to sweep under the rug, I would say, from before, after Foggy died. And then the fact that Foggy's killer gets out and is wreaking havoc. That dude is good. He killed somebody with his tooth. With a tooth. Now, granted, it makes total sense that he was telling Matt Murdock thank you when Matt Murdock was bashing his face on the desk when he came to see him in prison. Now, to find out who was actually the real person behind Foggy getting killed and the breakdown of all that kind of stuff, I'm not going to say anything about that. I'm going to let y'all watch that. But the great thing that was a contrast when Fisk actually had his whole ball and he actually invited the psychiatrist and sent his guy, who used to be a hitman for him pretty much, to actually Matt Murdock's house to give her the actual invitation. And Matt Murdock, his senses, Daredevil senses, was on high alert because he even asked, like, why in the world, how did he actually know that you were here at my house? Like, how did he know that? So she's obviously being watched, or he's being watched most definitely, for them to know that information. And that had his senses was on 1,000. They weren't on 10, they were on 1,000. He had that rage that we used to see in the beginning on the first episode when it was on Netflix. That rage, you could feel it bubbling back up because how he was acting. He even walked out of a bar that he normally has his cane. He didn't even have his he didn't even use his cane, and even the woman at the bar noticed that. So Daredevil is kind of seeping out into his Matt Murdock world. It's almost like Daredevil and Matt Murdock, they're overlapping at this point, which is crazy. But he goes to the ball, his girl's there, and the funny thing is that I love the contrast of the way they're using like yin and yang or dual opposites, because Fisk was wearing his all-white outfit, and then his wife was wearing a red dress. Now, there's a reason she was wearing a red dress for symbolism purposes, but you're going to have to watch the episode to get that, because I'm not giving you that information either. But the funny part is that Matt Murdock's girl is wearing white, and then Daredevil, or Matt Murdock, is wearing his red glasses. So the wife of Kingpin's wearing red. Matt Murdock is having his red shades on. Matt Murdock's girl is wearing white, and Fisk is wearing white. And the fact that he actually put all the pieces together before he got there, because I'm telling you, he walked in very aggressively. He was bumping into people and everything, and that's not even him normally. It was pretty wild, as well as getting to find out who the masked swordsman was something I didn't even see freaking coming. I didn't even see that coming, to find out who that actually was. And all the people in there that was so nasty with Fisk at the other dinner that he had, acting like they had so much power, they all were acting very suspect while they were in there. They were acting like he struck fear into them in some kind of way. And the task force they're just horrible human beings. Like his task force, they literally don't have any oversight whatsoever. They can literally do whatever they want to whoever they want, as much as they want, and nobody can bring any charges for them. So technically, they're like vigilantes. They just don't wear masks. You know, they're actually protected by the badge and by the mayor. So it was an exhilarating episode for me to end off the season, because we got to find more about how everything actually happened at the beginning on the first episode, what led up to that, and the people that were actually in play that caused that situation. And you might be surprised, because I actually was myself. And normally when I watch something, I already can figure all of it out beforehand. And I didn't see that one coming. So I'm gonna go back and watch all 8 of them again. And on a binge, because that's what I've been waiting for, so I can binge watch it. And anybody that's a Daredevil fan like myself is definitely thinking the same thing. So it's just it was a great season. It's a great series. I'm glad they brought it back. I can't even imagine what's gonna be next on the plate. I just can't. And if you haven't seen it, man, please watch episode 8. And if you haven't even checked out the series at all, I literally would have Disney Plus just to be able to watch that, because of the simple fact of how good it was. It definitely gave me the old school feel. So all I can say is I just got done watching it, and I had to come in here and say something out, because it was so good. It was layered so well, and the way that they did this episode to really be to tell you so much information, but them not telling you all the information at the same time, was like one of the greatest things about it. And people are getting put in position for what's to come, and I am totally here for what's to come. So if you like Daredevil, even if you don't like Daredevil, if you just like a good series, then I would say you might want to tap in and check it out. But I will catch y'all on another one, on actually probably something else, because I watch a lot of things, and I might need to start doing little reviews on here and stuff like that as well. So catch y'all later. Y'all have a good night. Peace.